I do think that when you have a break and it's like, you're mature enough to recognize what that is, it can be a healthy thing to say, hey, is this something we want to move forward with? Or is this something that we are just not compatible and we have to just, leave it where it's at?
Yeah, I agree. And I think that comes with maturity. And like as you age, obviously you're a little bit more willing to compromise a little bit. And then you're also more in tune with your emotional intelligence, right? So I heard what you said there. I really liked it. Like it really depends on whether or not you're being proactive or reactive with your separation, right? So I think when we started dating initially and we would have breakups, it was 100% reactive. Somebody did something that the other person didn't like. Oh, this is it. I'm done, right? As opposed to like, you know what? Hey, let's talk about it like mature adults, get ourselves together and then come back and see how we can make this thing work.
Hello, everybody. This is Brittney and Byron, and you're listening to Dirty Laundry with B&B, a podcast about real, relatable relationships.
Transparency at its finest, we air it out and clear it up, offering couples and those seeking healthy relationships a safe, inclusive space to open the vents and find resolve.
Hello, Dirty Laundry listeners.
So
I hope you all are having a great week.
Yeah. How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. I got into some good workout yesterday. Got me a nice long day in. So feeling good. And, we had no sports this weekend. So that was wonderful to have a nice break. Yeah,
it's been great opening up a little bit of time for us to kind of do things that we personally enjoy doing. You were working out, me doing my little crafts and things around the house, my woodworking. So that's been cool. But yeah, it's been a fun weekend. So we got to experience a little bit of life with one another. So that's been good. What else is going on?
Yeah, you built me an entire built-in, which I'm obsessed with right now. So I have a wonderful new office to work in this week. So not that I'm excited to go to work, but I'm excited to sit in my office.
Yeah, so I'm pleased to get this done. Brittney puts me on a lot of different tasks around the house, which is cool. I don't mind having my honey-do list, kind of add up, but because I love, building things and putting things together, solving different problems. But this problem has been on the list for a very long time. And so I was just pleased to get it done right as Mother's Day came along. So happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. It's a wonderful day. But today we're going to talk about separation and being apart and the distance make the heart grow fonder.
Right. Yeah. It's a old saying that, or a phrase that, we've heard a lot throughout our lifetime, but we've also experienced a lot of separation, just her and I, whether that be through work, just even a short breakup, so what kind of things we kind of went through during those separation times, and does the heart really grow fonder whenever we separate each other? So we're kind of going to explore that a little bit and see kind of where the conversation takes us.
Yeah. I do think that separation does make you value and appreciate what your partner brings to the table, because it sucks because you're oh my gosh, they normally do this, they normally do that. But I hate being apart. It's my least favorite thing. So I don't want to test the theory. I hate testing that theory. Let's see if it makes it love grow stronger or whatever. I don't like that one.
I'm not trying to be cheesy here, but I really do enjoy spending time with you. So it kind of takes me aback a little bit when I hear I can't wait till I go on this trip with such and such because I can get away for a little bit. For me, I find a little I don't know, I get a little uneasy, and not to say that this is the old ball and chain of what's traditionally what I enjoy being around, but I do, I just enjoy being with my family. It's my favorite thing to be in. So that's probably why I like to do the little projects around the house and stuff, because it just kind of helps make the place that we enjoy being around so much feel more like home.
Yeah, you get to make it your own.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But, separation happens, right? So we just kind of had to deal with it a little bit. But let's rewind a little bit.
Okay.
If you don't mind. So let's go back to our early years of dating. So separation. So there'll be times when we would break up and whatnot. So during those times of separation, did you feel that helped or hindered our relationship?
I definitely think it helped, especially in our older years. We dated very young, so I wouldn't count those. Those breakups are probably more emotionally fueled versus I need a break. I think most of those for us were emotionally fueled. I do think that when you have a break and it's you're mature enough to recognize what that is, it can be a healthy thing to say, hey, is this something we want to move forward with? Or is this something that we are just not compatible and we have to just leave it where it's at.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that comes with maturity. And like as you age, obviously you're a little bit more willing to compromise a little bit. And then you're also more in tune with your emotional intelligence, right? So I heard what you said there. I really liked it. Like it really depends on whether or not you're being proactive or reactive with your separation, right? So I think when we started dating, initially, and we would have breakups, it was 100% reactive. Somebody did something that the other person didn't like. Oh, this is it. I'm done, right? As opposed to like, you know what? Hey, let's talk about it like mature adults. Although we weren't adults when we started dating.
Sure.
Right. But let's have a grown up conversation and say, hey, maybe we need to take a couple of weeks off, get ourselves together and then come back and see how we can make this thing work. That was not what it was at all.
No, not for us. I mean, we took breaks, and some breaks were longer than other breaks where we really didn't even communicate. But I think for us, it was a good thing. It was a time for us to grow, especially because we were younger. It's a time for us to recognize this is something I even want to do or pursue or continue, investing energy and time and all of those things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I would say, all right, so let's test the phrase against those first years, right, of us dating and of separation. I don't know that separation made the heart grow fonder, but I will say that it made me more mature through those times, right? It did make me want you more because I better understood what I wanted in a relationship, and I knew that you could offer that. Right. So I think that time apart offered me an opportunity to kind of better learn myself and figure out what it is I need to do to be a better individual for you in a committed relationship.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It made you like more self-aware.
Yes.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Like for myself, I could agree with that. Like it made me more self-aware of like, because a lot of times what happens when you're in those moments of we need a break or we need to separate, you hear those last few things that are said, whether they were said in a nice way or a not nice way, you heard it. And so it's like, okay, now I'm going to take that back. No matter which, we're separated, you don't forget those things that are said. So it's like, okay, well, what am I doing to do this? What can I do to make the relationship successful or better? And I think a lot of times when couples can't do that, that's when they go their separate ways. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So Brittney and I, we've been watching this show. Well, actually, we finished this show, right? Was it Love on the Spectrum. It's a show mostly about individuals who are autistic or in some shape or form, and they're on the spectrum. We believe that all of us are on some sort of spectrum to some degree.
Right.
But the story is great because it kind of gives us an unfiltered lens into these individuals' lives and them trying in search of love. What we appreciate most, and I'll just say it from myself, and I don't know from both of us, but what I appreciate most from that show is their ability to communicate with each other and provide each other with honest, open, transparent feedback without the other one getting offended, right? And I think that we, in general, have a hard time with that. We try to kind of skate around the truth, and we don't really want to hurt the other one's feelings, so we say it a little bit softer, as opposed to just calling it what it is.
Right.
Right. And I think that there is a fine balance we have to find with that, because you never want to hurt your partner, right? But it is important to know that they understand your raw feelings, right? And I think that earlier in our relationships, it was hard for us to kind of accept the truths that our partner was seeing in us.
Yeah. And, I noticed too, like our generation is probably more like that. I feel like the generation that is after us, they do a really good job of expressing themselves. I've noticed that they're really good at saying exactly how they feel and what they feel. And I see it on like a lot of reality shows and things like that, where people are better expressive and more expressive. And I do think that we had to learn that later in life.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just upbringing. Again, we talk about nature versus nurture a lot on the show, but yeah, that's 100% what it is. I mean, when you're taught to suppress your feelings and your feelings don't matter, and you do as I say, not as I do, do it because I said so. And I think that parents now, for better or for worse, are allowing their children to have more of a space to provide their own thoughts and opinions on things. For us, we try to do that as much as we can. We're at a point right now, full disclosure, where we're trying to bring that in a little bit because right, and they're not being disrespectful. Don't get me wrong, we don't know about that. But yeah, they're at a point where like we're having like really thought-provoking conversations about things that, you know, hey, I just really needed you to do that 40 minutes ago while we're still talking about it.
Right.
You know? But I do agree with you. Nowadays, folks are being a little bit more, you know, lenient when it comes to communicating with their children, which is a good thing, I think.
And maybe the younger generation, they don't have necessarily breaks or separations anymore because they're so straightforward. This is exactly what I want. You know, I don't know that for a fact. I'm just thinking that it's probably a lot different than it was the way we were raised and brought up.
I do. So, all right. So we talked a little bit about what it was like when we were younger. So then moving into, you know, marriage, right? So once we got married, we decided that we're going to change careers, right? So I decided I was going to join the service, which meant that there were going to be times where I'm going to be away. And then Brittney then decided to join the service, which meant there's going to be times where she was away. There were times where we were both traveling at the same time. So during those times, like, it's weird though, because it wasn't proactive, nor was it really reactive.
Right.
It was just kind of what we had to do. It's a requirement of our employment. So do you think during those times, the phrase of distance or separation makes the heart grow fonder?
I agree that it does.
Okay.
I do. I feel like especially because we didn't have children, it was just us, you know, so it was like I really, you know, like missed you. I mean, I still miss you every time. Every time you leave, I hate it.
Yeah.
So I think that's true, but being with you every day too makes me love you just as much. So I don't know that I need the distance per se.
Sure.
I know there are a lot of people, and like you said, it might sound cheesy, but like I truly like being with my spouse. Like I love being with you and doing things. So I just can't relate. Like I just don't know what, you know, like I'm not one where like I need a break from my husband. That's just not me. So I have a hard time speaking to that.
Yeah. I think, and this is just me putting in my 2 cents, I think that sometimes when people feel like that, they need to get away from their partner. Perhaps that's them trying to rediscover their identity. Yeah. So they need that space and that solace to figure out again who they were before they got married. Because let's be honest, like your roles change and the type of person you are change depending on what role or hat that you're wearing that particular time. Like if I'm, you know, taking you out to dinner, like, yeah, I'm going to be a little bit more like formal. I'm going to open the door for you. I mean, I do that anyway, but you know, there's a little bit different things that you're going to do when you're taking out. We're supposed to just be at the crib. Like I'm not going to dress up, you know what I'm saying? Sure. If I'm being a father, like I might have to be a little bit more direct, a little bit more, you know, disciplinary, right? So a little bit more structure as opposed to just being like happy-go-lucky when we go outside and play football. So yeah, I get it. Like you might get lost in that if you're just doing that whole rigmarole every day. I don't know how to say that phrase, by the way. I just threw it out there. It just came to my brain. It came over my mouth. Pause. Go ahead.
No, I have to agree with you too. And maybe that is the way, you know, a married couple does get a moment to say, okay, I really missed you. Like I needed that moment to get away. Yeah. And that separation does help. Like maybe there's a moment where like you're just going at it. You need a break from each other. And then you have that separation. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can breathe again. Like I can take a moment. And now I know that like, I'm good. When I get back, I'm going to be like, good.
Without having to do the math, like I would say that I've been away from y'all for like at least 2 years.
Yeah, probably. At least
2 years I've been away from y'all. So, but I'm trying to think of like the first like basic military training, being away for 8.5 weeks. Been away longer than that, but that was the first time we had experienced something like that. I will say that after that 8.5 weeks, that I understood the assignment a little bit more. Like I understood and or grew a much stronger value for the people that were in my lives, in my life at the time. Just through the letters and stuff that I would receive, and just thinking about y'all while I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing, while I'm in training, like it really made me feel like, man, I got some good people in my life and I'm never going to take them for granted type thing. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like that absolutely like made the heart grow fonder for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you believe in that? Do you believe separation is a good thing or do you think it's a bad thing?
I think like you said, it depends. Yeah. So like for us, I don't think it's a good or bad thing. I think it's a bad thing if you don't have trust in your partner.
Gotcha.
I think if you two are like going through some things and like y'all don't have trust each other, there's some envy, like nasty jealousy type stuff going on, and there's separation, like yeah, that can most certainly like add additional strain or stress to your relationship. But I think that if you're in a safe, in a positive, in a space where you feel comfortable and confident with your partner, and I don't feel like I need to go out and find my new identity.
Right.
Then I think it's just it's a healthy balance because I want to be a good husband, a good person to you when our children decided to leave the house, right?
Right.
I don't want it to be odd and awkward and weird. So I first have to be comfortable with who I am as an individual. So sometimes separation can help with that, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think you're spot on. So I think I agree with you. It's not a good or a bad thing, but I definitely think I hate it as, now in the midst of our life.
Yeah.
Because you have been gone so much. As a couple, we have had to experience a lot of separation. And I think for me, it's just I'm over the separation, which for other people, it's like a nice growing time. And a lot of times I even find myself not wanting to do things maybe that my friends invite me on and things because I would rather be at home because we are always apart. The summers, the kids are home and you're gone. So I think for us, it's separation. We've done a lot of that in our marriage.
Yeah. So you're about done with it.
I'm over it.
I heard.
You heard me loud and clear?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it has been hard. And I think what makes it harder too is that we'll be coming to like this sunset phase in our life where we've done all of the, I won't say all of the, I expect that there's going to be more trials, right?
Oh, yeah.
We prepared for, hopefully. But we have done a lot of sacrificing and been through a lot of challenging times in our relationship. And it would be nice to now like stop grinding so much and start trying to like enjoy like what we worked so hard for.
Yes.
So I totally get that. And then two, like we haven't even gotten to that piece yet, but we can now. Like there's a totally different dynamic and complexity when you introduce children to the equation.
Yeah.
Right. So like it was fun and stuff for us whenever we had. It was just us. Like it was easy.
It was an adventure. And
now it's just like not only am I missing you, I'm missing the two little heads too. Or the three little heads. This one right here. Look at she knocking the camera over and everything.
Our dog Lulu is trying to make a guest appearance today on Dirty Laundry, y'all. She is bringing us toys. She is jumping up. Normally she just chills while we record, but today she's like, hey, y'all didn't know I'm here, okay?
She hasn't walked. It's been raining, so.
Yeah, we finally got rain. So, yeah. But no, I think you're right. And I think that there are probably studies out there that show separation can be healthy in a marriage that maybe is about to dissolve or on the brink of divorce. That sometimes that separation is needed for the exact same reasons that we spoke about when we were dating. It's the same thing. Like, marriage is hard. And so sometimes just having that bit of trial separation for some marriages might save the marriage,
I get it. Yeah, man, I just don't like to hear about it. I pray like over our relationship often, and I don't ever want to get to a point where like we have to separate in order for us to work. You know what I'm saying? That means that we have exhausted everything else, and the only other thing we can think about is removing ourselves from each other. Like, that's the whole purpose of a marriage. Yeah. You know what I mean? Is to be with each other and to learn from each other and to experience life with one another. Like, I would hate to, like, separate. So, yeah, this week, I'll be dipping out, right? So I'll be gone for 7 weeks. What are your, like, thoughts on that?
My initial thoughts are, of course, it sucks,
Yeah.
But I've been doing this a long time. Mm-hmm. And I know the job and what it requires. And so, yes, it sucks, but I know that it has to be done. So a lot of times for me mentally, I just have to step up, take care of our home and our children and be that face. Because for us, like, we are a unit that we work together. And, like, in order for one of us to be successful, we both have to, be on the same team. And so I understand it's not ideal. It's not something we wanted to do, but, we're going to do it. We're going to get through it. Yeah. Per usual.
Right.
Because I think that we've never said this. We have like an unspoken rule, like separation for us, like by choice is not really a thing. Mm-hmm. Like that's not an option, for us. Like we're going to get through it. Like one way or the other, we're going to see the other side. And there's seasons in marriages that aren't always fun seasons, but you will get through them. And
when you say separation, you're talking about like divorce.
Yeah, or just
divorce is not an option.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a rule in our house, and that's something that, that we do and that we value and we really truly try to focus on. But yeah, I mean, it does suck that you're going to leave, but I do know that it's part of the job and we'll get it done. And I just pray that we're nearing the end of all of these separations.
Yeah. Yeah, the hard part for me, I enjoy what I do, right? I find purpose in it. But I find purpose in a lot of things. Yeah. So like, I don't feel like extremely tied to one thing or another, but I am committed to the things that, you know, I find purpose in. And so for me, it is hard because like you're being pulled in two different directions by two things that you enjoy and or love having in your life, right? Obviously, one weighs more than the other, that being my family. Already make that clear.
That wasn't clear.
But my employment isn't just a means to an end. It's like really what I feel like God has led us to do. Mm-hmm. I often am a victim of my own success, and I'm being put in positions that, you know, allow me to push my potential. But I'm grateful for the opportunities, but I'm getting, like you said, we're just getting to an age in a relationship. It's getting to an age where it's time to kind of just, you know, back off it a little bit. Yeah. But I'm still going to do what I do, you know.
Of course.
And I'm going to miss y'all very, very much. But, you know, the great thing about technology, like we've had in on one of our previous episodes, that we can stay in contact, but, you know, it ain't the same.
It's not the same, but we can see you and talk to you. And we've done a lot longer separations and time apart than this one will be. It's just been hitting us hard lately because it's every summer we have something. But,
yeah,
you know, I think our marriage is very atypical when it comes to the separation that we have to endure, and many military families can relate to us. We're not unique or extra special to any other family that serves their country as well. We're just here to talk about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, just explain that. No, it's not easy, but it's something that we do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, to segue, so if there are any couples out there that need advice on how to deal with, I don't want to use the word deal with, but how to handle these challenges of separation, especially when it comes to work and having to leave your partner and leave your family. Hit us up. Yeah, hit us up on any of our social media platforms or our email. We'll be more than happy to walk y'all through some of the things, tips and tricks that we use to get through those tough times. And I think you had said it too, right? Just talking about, you know, just stepping up, which means to me, what I'm hearing, assuming another role, right?
Yes, lots of roles.
Yeah, a ton of them. And I think about that often, like how much you have done for our family. I'm so sorry. How much, look at this stuff. Look at it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
How much you have done for this family and how grateful I am for you and your strength and your inspiration and your guidance. And there's so many different things that you're trying to accomplish too as an individual. Mm-hmm. You're crushing it. Out here for yourself. So to see you being able to balance all of those things at once is truly impressive, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Oh, well, thanks, love. I'm proud of you too. And I'm not balancing them. There's things that just dropping and falling. There's no balance.
You ain't spinning the places break. Yeah.
They are. Not all staying afloat. But we do the best we can. Yeah. Give yourself a little grace during the time of separation, and, you know, do the best you can.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, we've said it before, like we're recovering perfectionists, and so we do our best to just, you know, be as good as we can, but we have to understand that not everything's going to work out perfect, right? So we just got to be able to slide through it and make things work to the best of our abilities. And so, yeah, I just try to do my best to make sure the house is in good working order before I leave out.
You do a great job of that.
Pray on y'all, and you know, go handle my business, and then stay out your way when I come back.
Come back safe and sound. That's all we ask.
Yeah.
So,
that's it.
Yeah, this is a good combo about separation. You know, it's something that maybe not all marriages have to deal with. It's something very common in our marriage. And we've been married almost 16 years now. And like Byron said, we've dealt with a lot of them. And we hope we're nearing an end, but we can't guarantee that. And so if it's something that you want to ask us questions about, or how do you deal with it, or how do you get the kids to sports, or how do you cook, and trust me, we probably have some type of suggestion because we have seen and been through it all. I know what it's like to have that light bulb go out that's 3 stories high and you can't reach it. No, you know, who do I call? What do I do? And, you know, it rains, you know, it pours whenever you're gone. When it rains, it pours. So, you know, we get it.
Yeah.
We get it. You know, someone gets sick, someone gets hurt, we're in the hospital, you know, it never fails. It never fails, so.
Yeah. But there's light at the end of the tunnel.
There always is.
Yeah.
And there's good people that will be in your corner. You know, we've talked about, not on this episode, but other episodes, about having a circle and having a village and the importance of it. And now is not the time to pretend like you can just do it all by yourself. Now is not that time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Can we talk about leveraging like your relationships, you know, friendships? Like actually take people up on their offers to go out to eat or to go kick it or go just take a walk. Like take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've been doing a pretty good job of that here lately. You know, now that we're starting to kind of get our feet underneath us here in our new residence, but it's been good.
Yeah, and then I have to remember to reciprocate that, right? Like I have a neighbor that, you know, she was like, "Hey, Brittany, I'll take the kids to the pool with me if you want me to. If you want to have a day or you want them to go, and so you can do whatever." And you know, you gotta make sure you reciprocate that when other people need help.
Yes.
You know, that's important to me. Like sometimes people don't want to ask for help, and so I try to recognize when they might need that extra little. I got you anyways, you know.
No doubt. Yeah, so thank you for the conversation. It's always therapeutic to talk to you, even though we're doing it in front of other people. I love having conversations with you, and I'm hoping that, you know, this even just helps one person. But again, yeah, if y'all need any advice, tips, tricks, have questions about separation and how to deal with them, some of those things, please feel free to hit us up on any of our lines of communication. We'll be more than happy to talk to you about that. But with separation, we're going to see y'all hopefully in another 2 weeks, but possibly things might slow down over the summer months because like I stated, I'll be gone for a couple months over the summer. So we might slow down a little bit, which is okay, but we'll be back with y'all here soon.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Anything else?
No, one other thing. We did make a new Instagram page. It's dirty_laundry_pod.
Yeah.
So follow us on that. We still have Real Relatable Wilsons where we do like all of our fun stuff and skits, but everything podcast will be on that new page. So yeah, we're excited. We're kind of trying to just make sure everybody knows what we're talking about and where we're talking about it at. So
yeah, good plug.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. So without further ado, be blessed, be you, just be, yeah.
I'm blessed to be me.